Hi there, this is Callum Thompson, e-learning support officer for the business school. This is just a quick video showing how we can set some of the really basic settings in Moodle that we probably want to set the first time that you log into our site. These are things like the start date and whether you're having topics or weekly format. Now, it's a really easy thing to do. However, it's one of these things we do once a year, so if you were shown this in your initial training, chances are you'll have forgotten exactly where it is, so just a quick reminder for you. The way that we set these is, you'll see that here I've got my first week, my basic and essential week, and it's set for the 26th of May, and then it's got a 7-day block up to the 1st of June, and it kind of expands out from there, and Moodle automatically sets it into 7-day points. What we want though is I want to change that so it's actually in September. Now the way that I would set that is under the administration block, which is just down here on the left hand side. The second down is settings. Now if I click on that, it takes me into a page which has got kind of a lot of general settings that we have for Moodle. Now most of them won't mean anything well, to you until you start to use them. It's one of these places that once you get to use a specific tool in Moodle, there might be something in here that can tweak it. So most of the stuff you can ignore at the moment, or for the purposes of this video anyway. The ones that we are interested in though are these four up at the top here. Okay, so the first one is format. Now format is whether we set it to weekly or to topic settings. Now there's a couple of other different settings there, lamb, scorn. Again, if you want to use these, you'll know when you want to use them. If you don't want to use them, then the two that you probably want to be aware of are topics and weekly. And basically weekly format adds a date in, topics format just shows the title of the week that you have. So I'm going to keep mine in weekly format just now. I'm then going to say how long the course is going to last for in weeks, so you can set that up to 52 weeks. I've got mine set to 12 weeks just now, which is fine, so I'm going to leave it at that. And then you can set the start date as well, so you'll see that mine is set at the 26th of May 2012. This isn't set automatically in Moodle MMU. That's because a lot of the time the date that's actually held on the unit database doesn't always exactly match when we start to deliver. So rather than make it a really technical process to get the correct start date to show to students, we've just left it so that you can go back in and change this. The default start date that pops up is just the date that we generated the new site. So you can go back in and I'll say, right, okay, it's not actually the 26th of May, it's the 26th of September, which I want this to start. So I'll set 26th September 2012. Below that we have an option for hidden sections are shown in collapse form, and hidden sections are completely invisible. What that means is if we collapse down and hide a week or a topic, we can either have it so that it shows a collapsed form, which is just the title at the top but none of the content below it, or we can make it so it's completely invisible and students can't see it at all. So that's an option that we have to set there. And that is everything that I want to set at this point actually. We've done weekly or topic, we've done number of weeks, we've done the start date, and we've done the whether we want to hidden sections are completely visible or whether they can be seen. Okay, so I'm now just going to scroll into the bottom of this page and I'm going to click save. Now this is one page on Moodle which when we make settings like this, it goes back and it does a little bit of kind of ticking over and processing on the main server, so you will notice it takes a little while to tick over. Don't think that it's crashed. At the bottom of your browser it will have this little process bar and you'll be able to see the green point just where my mouse is just now. That's kind of ticking along and then eventually it ticks over, so it can take a little bit of time somewhere. However, now that it's ticked through, then you'll see that the new start date has been set here and it's at the 26th of September. Okay, so that's those basic settings of how we set dates and how we set weeks.